I'm Michael Morrah, you're watching Herald Now. Great to have you with us this morning. Well, Auckland Council has voted in favour of a housing intensification plan that could see 10 to 15-storey high-rises built around public transport hubs. It comes after RMA Reform Minister Chris Bishop directed the council to allocate up to 2 million homes in the coming decades. Council had two options: 3-storey buildings across Auckland or the high-rise plan. Now, the plan will go out for public consultation. Chris Bishop joins me now live from Parliament. Thanks so much for being with us, Chris. So first up, there's clearly some opposition to this. I mean, Councillor Morris Williamson wasn't happy about any of it, saying it's almost a choice between the firing squad and lethal injection. Do you accept that criticism?
Well, I think Morris is using some slightly colourful turns of phrase. I served in Parliament with Morris, so I'm very familiar with those things. Look, I mean, this was actually asked for by Auckland Council. So the backstory to all of this is that Plan Change 78, which was the plan that they were working towards finalising from 2022 onwards, had the broad brushstroke 3 stories, what's known as the medium density zones. There was quite a lot of backlash in Auckland to that, and actually National and ACT campaigned on making that optional for the council. So we won the election in 2023, and Wayne Brown and some other councillors wrote to me and said, listen, you need to change the law through Parliament to actually let us change the plan. And they suggested a pathway, and eventually we decided to do that. And we said to them, look, you can do that, you can opt out and adopt a new plan, but you've got to upzone and allow for greater density around public transport stations, like the City Rail link, for example. So all of the sort of manoeuvring and commentary and the debate over the last few weeks, and ultimately culminated in the vote yesterday, was actually asked for by Auckland because they want more housing choice and flexibility around how Auckland grows. And the government's keen to help them facilitate that. Yeah,
I mean, but some residents, not just the councillors, are worried that having these massive high-rises will destroy the character of their neighbourhoods. What's your message to those residents who were at the meeting yesterday? I mean, do they just need to accept that expansion is critical?
Well, special character neighbourhoods are still protected in the draft plan adopted by the council yesterday. There's been a 5% reduction in special character compared to Plan Change 78, which was a plan that they were working on. So I think on the margin, small reductions. But, I would just simply make the point that the government and Auckland Council are spending the thick end of $6 billion building the City Rail link rapid transit solution for Auckland. It's going to transform public transport in Auckland and the way in which Aucklanders get around. And I'm yet to find many people who think that we shouldn't be allowing the building of apartments by train stations. It's not all the way around the city. We're not talking about open slather. We're talking about within an area you can basically walk to a train station where there's a train at peak times every 4 to 5 minutes. I think that sounds pretty reasonable.
And we see this sort of thing, right, Chris?
You don't have to live there if you don't want to.
We see this sort of thing in Australia and Sydney.
Yeah, I mean, Auckland is a growing city, right? It's our big international city. I mean, I love Wellington. I'm a Wellingtonian. I love Christchurch too. But Auckland's where it's at in terms of our big international city. It's got the population. It's got the density to support things like City Rail link. It's why the government, 10 years ago, decided to build the City Rail link with the council. So it's got the population. It's got the what we call agglomeration benefits of economic activity around public transport and things like that. So, it's what happens overseas as well. So, look, I think it's the right way to go. It's a balanced plan that the council's adopted. It's basically upzoning around public transport and around City Rail link stations and around what they call metropolitan town centres. So, all of the kind of little suburban villages that are around Auckland, you're allowed more density in those, and obviously in the CBD as well. It was actually a separate process done a few months ago. But then out in the suburbs, there's actually been a reduction, quite a big reduction in the 3-storey, 3x3 medium density zoned areas, which a lot of people were pretty worked up about because they said, look, hang on, the infrastructure can't cope out here. You're making it too one size fits all. You've got to let us pick and choose and have some more flexibility, and that's exactly what we've done. And they're now going through that process. But it's the start of a process too, so I think it's probably worth emphasising that as well. So The council has
yes, start of a process,
published
Chris,
the plan.
but I mean, there is public submissions, but I mean, in a way, isn't this a done deal? Like, if everyone opposes and doesn't want it, I mean, is that going to then reverse this decision?
No. So what happens now is the councils are basically notified the plan. Then there'll be a period of public submissions between November. Well, I haven't formally said it yet, but there's likely to be between November and December. And then over the next 18 months from next year, basically, there will be public hearings done by an independent panel of experts appointed by the government and by the council. That will take around 18 months, and then that panel will make suggested changes to the plan, which will go back to the council to approve or reject. And so I don't have a say, basically, from this point onwards. It's Aucklanders, Auckland communities and Auckland Council ultimately is the final decision maker, and I fully expect that the Independent Hearings Panel will make changes to the plan because they won't have got everything right first up, and that's totally natural.
Yeah, understood. Okay, Chris Bishop, RMA Reform Minister, really appreciate your time this morning, Minister.
Thank you.
Yesterday, US President Donald Trump